It's the first ever signing day experience for Tracy Claeys as the head coach. Sure enough, Claeys joins us now from Minneapolis. What surprised you about this process now that it was your first time as the head man?
Well, there's a lot of travel that you have to get through in a short amount of time that they allow the head coaches to be on the road. And so that was a little bit different for me, that you basically have 2 weeks in December and 2 weeks in January to get out and get in front of these kids and their families. And so that was the biggest change.
You know, when it comes to coaching changes and players who were already committed, sometimes the coaches don't want the players because they don't fit the system they're going to implement. Sometimes the players don't want the new head coach because that's not who they signed up with. What was that process like for you?
Yeah, I think, that was the case for us on a few kids. And to me, the bottom line of all that is you get that problem corrected, if there is a problem, is early on. I mean, the worst thing could happen, you bring somebody in here and they don't fit the new philosophy or whatever, and then they're looking to transfer somewhere else. So, as soon as I knew I was going to be the next head coach, is that there were players that reached out to me and me that reached out to some of them that felt like they didn't fit in the direction we were going to go, and I just wanted to be honest up front with it and give them still a chance. So they still all had a chance to take 5 visits somewhere and find something that fit their skills a little bit better than what I thought. And then there's a couple kids the same way with us. And so the most important thing on that is you get it honest and try to get it corrected before signing date.
When it comes to recruiting, how similar or different are you from Jerry Kill?
Well, we have the same philosophies, but a little bit different personalities. But this all comes back to it's a kid business, and our main priority is to go in and let people know that and kids and their family that we're here to get them an education. At the same time, our football programs continue to improve and feel like we have a chance to compete for the Big Ten, from there, you end up, you got to have kids that want to come to your university. So you do the best job you can at selling your university, what you're doing, getting kids interested. But the bottom line is, you need to put together a class of kids that want to be here, because that's the reason we're having success and getting better. We have a great group of kids here. They want to be a part of the University of Minnesota. And when you do that each year, you'll continue to get better.
What's it like to watch film of quarterback Seth Green?
He's a very talented kid and made a lot of plays, big plays, and with Seth we signed Mark Williams, but both of them they're that dual threat quarterback. Is nowadays you see the teams that are winning it's guys who make plays with their legs and it can extend plays with their legs, even if it's not all runs. And so Seth's definitely that dual threat quarterback, and at the same time he has the size to take some hits. Because you're going to get hit when you run the ball a little bit. So I think he fits into what we're going to continue to do, and I think his body type and the type of quarterback he is, I think that's the future of college football.
He's from the state of Texas, but you have a lot of kids from in-state in Minnesota, especially when compared to recent history with Gopher recruiting classes. How come?
Yeah, it's been a great year in the state of Minnesota. That's one thing about our state. It fluctuates from year to year how many kids, but there were more Division I kids, Big Ten type kids in the state, and most of them chose to stay home. And I think that's because of the success that we've had, that they're becoming fans, and we need to protect our borders. We always will protect our borders and take those kids that we feel like can help us win a Big Ten championship. And then from there, we'll work out and go to other areas. But it was a great year at Minnesota, and for the changes that happened and what we went through this year, I'm awfully proud of those kids for hanging in there with us.
You guys were a great example last season about how people that we talk about on signing day can make an instant impact. I mean, Shannon Brooks, as a true freshman, led your team in rushing. Give me a name or two of guys that you think could make an impact this fall for you.
The farther you go along, those are probably limited, but, there's going to be some guys up there in the offensive line. The 2 junior college kids, Vincent Calhoun and Garrison Wright, who came in semester. I thought that was our biggest need that we need to address, so they'll have a chance to have an impact right away. And then the secondary, is that we lost 2 awfully good corners, and and one safety, and so Keandre Thomas and some of those kids in the secondary, that's where we have to play better on third downs, and so those are the two positions I would say right off the top of my head of kids that will have a chance to help us and compete from day one.
Last one for you. Let me ask you about the guy that we have ranked highest, your linebacker, Carter Coughlin from In-State.
Yeah, and Carter's been a great influence on the whole class. He runs awfully well. He plays physical, and he'll definitely help us. And because of his ability and his competitiveness, he's a kid who will have an opportunity. We have a good linebacking core coming back, but with his ability, he will have a chance to make plays, and even if it's certain roles in that. But you don't find too many kids as ready physically and mentally to play the game of football in the Big Ten and come out, and he is ready to do that, and we look forward to him being here and competing. And the more competition you have at each position, the better you're going to be. And I think this whole signing class has brought up our level of competition at a lot of positions.
Tracy Claeys, head coach of the Gophers. Good luck on the rest of the day, and thanks so much for joining us.
All right, thanks for having me.